Yo, what is up, guys? Monday, April the 26th, 2021. Hope you're all doing well. Chris Phillips here. As always, of the Spurs Up Show, the Daily Crow, guys. Hope you're all having a fantastic Monday thus far. Again, April the 26th, 2021. Taking your questions, comments, calls. 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377, guys. We have got a lot, and I mean a lot, to get into here on a Monday and taking your questions, comments, calls, guys. Very excited to chat with you all. I'm already seeing Todd Smith, Podcast Gata, guys. Hope you're all doing well. Before we get into everything, I do want to tell you about our friends over at Flex Squad Fitness, because the Daily Crow is presented to you by our friends at Flex Squad Fitness. And guys, CJ Profit, the man behind it all. He's been a certified personal trainer for 10 years. And guys, the reason he's so good at what he does, he's been there. He's done that. He's lost the weight. He's gone through the grind. He's gone through the struggle. He's going to be there with you every single step of the way, guys. Like I said, he struggled with his own weight for many years until he eventually lost 85 pounds himself, doing the exact same type of training that he currently does at the gym. And guys, at Flex Squad, they do one-on-one and small group training. Their program is a mix of strength, high-intensity interval training, and endurance training. And guys, the goal is to not only help people look great on the outside, but more importantly, make them stronger and more confident on the inside. And guys, again, like I said, because he's been there, he's done that, he's gone through the struggle, he's gone through the grind. It's what makes him so good at what he does. He knows what you're going through. He's going to set up custom workout plans, custom nutrition plans, everything you need to be successful along your fitness journey. Guys, again, the place changes people inside and out. You're not going to regret walking the door. You'll probably just wish that you did it sooner. And guys, right now they offer a free week for anyone who wants to try out their classes, or 2 free one-on-one sessions to see what they're all about. Or guys, if you go there right now and tell them that Chris from the Spurs Up Show sent you, you're going to get your first month free. Again, guys, it's a no-brainer if you're in the Columbia area, of course, Chapin, or the state of South Carolina, and you're looking for a new personal trainer, looking to start your fitness journey. Look no further than our friends at Flex Squad Fitness in Chapin, South Carolina. And that's Flex Squad Fitness in Chapin, South Carolina. Be sure to check them out and tell them that Chris from the Spurs Up Show sent you. All right, guys. What's going on? Taking your questions, comments, calls, 843-790-3377. We're talking spring game. We're talking baseball. We got a lot to get into here on a Monday, April the 26th, 2021. Again, guys, hope you're all doing well. We'd love to hear you guys call in. Let me open up the phone lines. I think the phone lines are currently closed right now. Let me open those up again. 843. Yep, they are. 843-790-3377. That is 843-790-3377. Again, guys, the phone lines are now officially open. Todd Smith says, let's get it. No negative comments about the spring game. Good luck, Todd. Good luck. All right, let's jump straight to the phone lines.
Ram renovation. To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail.
Hey, what's going on, man? How are you?
What's going on, Chris? This is Andrew with Ram Renovation.
Yeah, what's up, man? What's up?
I saw you on the big board. I was at the game Saturday. Seen you on the big board.
Yeah, that was funny, wasn't it?
It was. No, I'm kind of excited though, man. Saw some good things that I've had questions about. Really surprised about the college transfer quarterback. And excited for White. A lot of good things happening. It looks like it. They look like they're playing together, harder together.
Yeah, no, for sure, man. I mean, definitely a lot to like. I mean, overall, it's a spring game, but yeah, I thought we saw some guys flash, man. Of course, you mentioned Jason Brown and E.J. Jenkins, and of course, Jason Brown's big game, which I knew this was going to happen, by the way, because it's easy last week to say, oh, we're not going to, you take it all with a grain of salt. It's just a spring game, blah, blah, blah. But I was like, dude, if one of the backup quarterbacks or one of the quarterbacks flashes and has a big game and throws a couple of touchdowns, well, it's just going to lead into a quarterback debate this entire offseason. And, of course, now we're talking Doty versus Jason Brown. Some people think Brown should be the guy. Some people think Doty, whatever. It doesn't really matter either way. But, yeah, great to see him flash. And, obviously, E.J. Jenkins, I think, is going to be a beast. Jaheim Bell, Zaquandre White, Enigbare, Pickens, Burge. And, again, it was just great to get back in the stadium and see the guys on the field. And, like I said, hear Coach Beamer kind of getting after him a little bit. It was a fun day for sure, man. I was really happy to be in the stadium, and yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun, no question.
Yeah, and Debo, he was laying some wood out there.
Yeah, no, I look at Debo as definitely the leader of our defense right now. I mean, I know he hadn't been here that long necessarily, but I think one of the most underrated losses from last year's defense is Ernest Jones, and you're gonna have to find a guy that's going to replace him, and be that leader on the defensive side. And I think Debo Williams is certainly making his case early to be that dude. No question, especially what we heard from the, all throughout spring practice and preseason camp and all that. I think certainly Debo Williams, you're probably going to look to him to be your leader on the second level of the defense.
Yeah, just wanted to call in though, man. I'm a little bit more excited than I thought I'd be, like you said, with the spring game. But pleased with what they put together so far. I can tell you that much. I mean, and I know it wasn't some masterful game plan. Just they were out there just having some fun backyard ball, but it looked good to me. Yeah,
no, like I said, it was fun, man. It was great, and I know we're all excited and pumped. And again, I don't blame you for being excited, and it's hard not to be when we've been hearing all the positivity and seeing it on social media and seeing all the clips and everything, but to actually get inside Willie B and see it on the field, it definitely generates a new level of excitement. So I would say this: do I feel much differently about the overall record or how I view the 2021 season after the spring game? No, but I certainly do feel a sense of optimism and hope and positivity, just seeing Shane Beamer, the product he's put out there, and kind of what they're building. You know what I mean? Overall, I think if nothing else, we can all agree the overall morale of the program and the health of the program is in a great place right now.
That's right, man. All right, buddy. Well, thanks for taking my call, and go Cox.
Yeah, appreciate you, man. Go Cox. Appreciate the call. Good stuff. 843-790-3377, guys. That's 843-790-3377. Getting situated here on a Monday. Getting situated. Here we go. All right. Anyways, 843-790-3377, guys. Truly appreciate you all tuning in. I want to say that as well. Thanks so much, everybody that hollered, said what's up. Met a lot of great Gamecocks yesterday. So I really do truly appreciate you guys, man. It was a really fun day yesterday. Let's see. Anthony Dillard says, what's the good word? How'd the football team look at the spring game? Hard to tell because we have injuries. Yeah, again, it was a spring game. It was a glorified scrimmage. I think we saw some positive things. I think we saw a couple of guys flash, like I said. But I think it's a really slippery slope, and it's scary to draw conclusions from a spring game. Like, I'm going to have a clip later, on the quarterback battle and stuff like that. But to look at the spring game yesterday and just to draw the conclusion that Jason Brown's like an all-conference guy, should be QB1, this, that. I just think it's foolish. And I also say, and if you guys listen to the podcast, you've already heard this rant, but people who continue to say that Luke Doty can't throw the football, I just don't understand it. I don't get it. Like, it's flat out inaccurate. I don't understand. Like, he can throw it. Go back and watch the highlights. Go back and watch the film. He threw the ball yesterday. I don't know what people are talking about. He can throw the football. Can Jason Brown also throw it? Yes. But when you're talking about the quarterback battle, can we please also acknowledge, and Shane Beamer right now says Luke Doty's QB1. One of the reasons he's QB1, he might not be the best passer on the team, but his escapability, his athleticism, being able to improvise, his leadership. There are other qualities to playing quarterback outside of having a strong arm. Like, I don't understand why people cannot compute that. So it's honestly great what happened, because you know what? Iron sharpens iron. There's competition. The main takeaway from yesterday at quarterback is not who QB1 is. It's completely irrelevant, to be honest. Because guess what? We don't play for 4 months, 5 months. Doesn't matter who QB1 is right now. What matters is we have competition, and now we see where each guy is. We understand how much of a gap there is. That's what I wanted to see. Hey, is Luke Doty just head and shoulders above everyone? Or is there some real competition there? Because Shane Beamer said earlier in the spring, hey, those guys have to make it a competition. And I think Jason Brown, with the way he played, made some nice throws. The St. Francis connection was real yesterday. Maybe that gap's not quite as large as we all once thought it was. But people ask me, Chris, who's QB1 for you? I'm rolling with Shane Beamer. If he says Doty's QB1, I say Doty's QB1. If he says Jason Brown, I say Jason Brown. But I agree with what Beamer said. Again, I know I'm off on a complete rant, by the way, but the quarterback position is what everybody wants to talk about. It's what we're going to be debating for the next 4 months. But I agree with what Beamer said yesterday, that I don't think Doty did anything to lose the job. Like, if it was his going into the spring game, he did nothing to lose the job in my mind. Like, and again, people that say that Luke Doty can't throw the football, Go back and watch the film, guys. He threw the football well. I mean, the guy has a good arm, you know? So I'm not saying he's perfect. And I'm not I don't want people to think that like I'm team Doty and I want Doty to win the starting job. I want to win games. I don't care who the starting quarterback is, but it just gets annoying seeing people saying that this somehow we've created this false narrative about Luke Doty and his throwing ability. I just don't understand it. Let's see. I know I just ranted. Let's get back in your questions. Sorry, guys. I don't know if I'm dealing with like allergies or what it is, but my voice is kind of all over the place today. Elizabeth Ballard said yesterday was a great day. Defensive players look like SEC-sized guys, and seeing Dak get some recognition was awesome. Yeah, Dak got a ton of recognition. He won basically every single freaking spring practice award. Our defensive front's for real. Our defensive front is as good as advertised in my mind. So that's what we're going to lean on defensively. There's no question. Let's see. Scott Vaughn, I went to the spring game. Levin running like a beast. New receiver 13, EJ Jenkins was going to be a matchup problem. Yeah. No, dude, Zaquandre White was incredible. Quan White looked great, man. I think we all agree it's going to be the Harris and Lloyd show. But, I think certainly Quan White made a very compelling argument for he should be touching the football. There's no question. The fact he was playing DB last year, just unbelievable. Sean O'Brien, biggest takeaways, Dak and Quan look damn good. 2, I think Doty's the dude, but Jason Brown looked impressive and extremely comfortable in the pocket. Yeah. Again, every position in my mind is open. You know what I mean? Like every position's open. This was just spring practice. We still have a full summer and a full fall camp to go through. Every position is open. Jay Mills 95 talk about Jimmy Robinson at the spring game wearing Carolina gear. I did not see that. I mean, that's interesting. I don't know. That's very interesting. Let's see. Leland, how would you grade the different position groups from Sunday? I'd have to sit down and think about that. I don't know. I can't really grade them just off the jump right now. Again, if you listen to the podcast, I talked about my biggest questions going into the summer, and I don't think it's any surprise. My biggest question marks offensively and defensively. Offense, the wide receivers. I still don't know who the hell wide receiver 1 is. I mean, Dak Joyner certainly flashed. Outside of that, man, I have no idea. I have no idea what to make of the wide receiver. And I know a lot of guys didn't play yesterday. Like, I think Amarian Brown might be your best wideout. He didn't play. Sam Reynolds didn't play. Mike Wyman didn't play. Xavier Legette didn't play. Randrigus Davis didn't play. A lot of guys didn't play, but that's still a question mark. We don't know who. I mean, I can't recall the last time I went to a season with South Carolina and we had no clue who the number 1 option was at wide receiver. We have no idea. You know what I mean? Let's see. Brian Bennett, I'm so glad Beamer established QB1, but leaving room for competition. This builds confidence early. Before we judge Doty throwing, I think Satterfield challenged him on not using his legs. It actually looks good to see wide receivers run actual routes too. Yeah, I mean, I still feel good about Doty. I think it's a complete false narrative that he can't throw the football. Again, go watch the film from yesterday. Go watch it. I thought he threw the ball fairly well, honestly. Let's see. Justin says, what's up, TSUS gang? Everyone has a good Monday, like the old school Cox hat. Yes, we got the old school Cox hat on. Jay Sun says, Jason Brown looked good. I know you guys like Doty, but Jason looked good. We'll see what happens. No, and I think Jason Brown did look good. And again, may the best man win the competition. I don't care who it is. I really don't care who it is. But the only difference between what Jason Brown did yesterday and what Luke Doty did was Jason Brown had the 2 touchdown passes. And that's what sticks out in people's minds. And that's totally fine because those are big plays. It should stick out in your mind. But that's the only difference. It's literally the only. And guys, the 2 touchdown passes, if you go back and watch, I'm not trying to take anything away from Jason Brown, but the 2 touchdown passes, he threw to EJ Jenkins. There was a 5'9" defensive back covering a 6'7.5" tall man. No kidding, he threw a touchdown. No kidding. So I just think to draw conclusions off of those 2 touchdowns and say, oh, he's a superior passer, Jason Brown should be QB1. Let's pump the brakes a little bit, just a little bit on that. So Sean O'Brien says, no doubt this quarterback situation is a good situation to have. Best thing fans can do is not get on their ass via social media and let it all ride out. Beamer's going to make the best call. I agree. I trust Beamer. So, again, if he says Doty's the guy, I say Doty's the guy. If he says Brown, I'll go with Brown. Yeah, I think Jason Brown definitely showed yesterday he can spin it. There's no question. But there is more to being a good starting quarterback than having a strong arm. Bottom line. There is. We know that. Phil, what's up, man? What's going on, Phil? Anthony Dillard. Enigbari looks fast. Yeah, Enigbari's going to have a huge year. W. Howell, too. Assuming Lloyd's is advertised, we may have the best running back room in the SEC and tops the nation. Yes, certainly one of the best. No question. I mean, that and the defensive line are the two position groups I have no concerns about. So, Podcast Gata says Jenkins is going to be a problem for my dogs. We got a Georgia fan in here, of course. My guy, Podcast Gata. I'm hoping Jenkins is going to be a problem for everybody. 6'7.5". You'd certainly think they're going to be able to get something out of him. So I'm excited for that, no question. Chris Thomas, any news on the wide receiver from Arkansas? He has committed to Oklahoma. Yeah, he's going to Oklahoma. Maddox Free, what's up? Christopher Miller says our defense looked better yesterday than I expected. Doty was more mobile in the pocket than Brown from what I saw. I think the biggest difference this year is going to be coaching and play calling. We have the players to get to 6-6 or 7-5 this season. I mean, yeah, dude. I mean, you didn't get to see the mobility because it's a spring game. They're not allowing the quarterback really to run and get hit and anything like that. So, again, there's no question. Luke Doty is the superior of the two when it comes to mobility. There's no doubt. And that's certainly a big factor. And I think why Luke Doty is QB1 right now. I think that's a huge factor. So, let's see. Jason, I like Doty. He has heart and seems to be a natural leader. I agree. I think Luke Doty has really taken over that leadership role. I think in his mind, hey, I am QB1. This is my team. So I think that's the way he looks at it. No question. Let's see. Again, guys, taking your questions, comments, calls, 843-790-3377. Quick reminder, podcast drop this morning, episode 429. A long one, a great show and it's like a 2-hour podcast. Full breakdown of the spring game. Also the baseball series. It's crazy. It feels like that happened a week ago, but the South Carolina Arkansas series ended on Friday. So, of course, a full breakdown of that series as well. What's next for Gamecocks baseball? We had your listener questions, voicemails, and also a great conversation, great interview with Mark Ryan of ESPN Upstate. And I challenge you guys. Some of you are going to hear that and say, oh, my God, Chris, no way I listen. I challenge you to listen, give it a chance, hear it out. I promise you it's a fantastic conversation. So, Cody Gaskin says, more to a starting quarterback than just throwing. SEC is different from the school he came from. Yeah, no doubt. I mean, St. Francis is not the SEC, right? But, hey, the guy has throwing ability. I mean, we all saw it yesterday. He can spin it. He's got a good arm, no doubt. He's got a good arm. Dusty Rose says, I can't get over how good Bell looked running the ball. Yeah, Jaheim Bell to me feels like that typical Oklahoma guy. You know what I mean? They're going to use him at H-back. They're going to use him at fullback, running back, tight end, wide out, kind of just do it all guy. So, yeah, I think he's going to be a big piece of this South Carolina offense. Sean O'Brien says, I really think the Harris-Lloyd combo will be nasty. I agree. Courtney Washington, what's up? What's going on? Let's see. John Gibbs said, very basic spring game Saturday. Was hoping to see a little more air raid, but that's okay. I didn't realize the injuries and the factors in this thing. Beamer knows what's up, and our boys will be right by August. Yeah, I mean, it was very basic. I guess I was a little surprised at that too, but I think the reason they only played a half, guys, is they just really didn't have the depth to play a full game. I mean, you had like 20 guys sit out yesterday. So, I mean, there's really not much you can do. You know what I mean? So, just kind of roll what you got, and it is what it is. Christopher Gauntz, what's up, man? Sorry, guys. I feel like I got a frog in my throat today. I think it's allergies or the pollen, or I don't know. Who knows? Let's see. Savannah Webster, I don't even care if they just put him and EJ in on those fade red zone plays. Just score points. Yeah, indeed. Indeed. Brandon Wagner, I think we all agree we'd rather Doty or Brown over last year with Colin Hill. It's Colin Hill slander on a Monday. Robbie Davis, hope you're doing well today. I think the running backs did really well personally. I think we have some absolute thoroughbreds at running back. Go Gamecocks, your friend Robbie Davis. Yeah, no, I mean, listen, you talk about Lloyd, you talk about Harris. Amos is a good player too. He ran the ball well last year. You talk about what Quan White did. I mean, you got some serious studs in that backfield, no question. Let's see. Hey, Robbie Davis sending over the picture. I appreciate it, man. Great stuff. Great stuff. I appreciate that, Robbie. For real. Thank you. All right, back to the questions. Christopher Gauntz, White looked really good yesterday. Luke Doty and Brown looked really good. Throwing. Savannah Webster says Gauthier was moving around as well. Yeah, I like Gauthier. I mean, he's a true freshman. I don't think he's going to play, but I like him for the future for sure. Courtney Washington says Luke Doty's footwork is nasty. Yeah, I mean, he's an athlete. Bottom line, he's an athlete. Let's see. Leland Leland says, how do you feel about the OC or DC being up in the booth rather than being on the field with the players? I mean, it's whatever their preference is. I don't mind it either way. I mean, if they want to be on the field, fine. But I mean, of course, you can see more from up top. So I've always kind of thought the OC and DC should be in the box. You know what I mean? I guess it just depends on the coach, though. Luke Boyd says Doty took a shot yesterday. Not sure what was going on there. I remember that. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, he ran, and that defensive guy was like, screw it. I'm going to get my lick in right here. Let's see. Dogcast says Doty will be the guy and Jenkins will be starting. Just an outside take. I agree. I think Doty's QB1. I think EJ Jenkins will be a starter for us as well. Yeah, gun to head right now, if I had to make a prediction who is going to be QB1 that first game, it's going to be Luke Doty. It's going to be Luke Doty. I don't know. Here's the thing. Jason Brown right now is that new shiny toy that all of our fans are clamoring for. I don't know why people, and again, that's why I say, I'm not a Luke Doty stan by any means. I'm not pulling for Doty to get the job. I just don't understand why our fans are so quick to ditch Luke Doty. I mean, he played in 3 games last year as a true freshman on a team that was a complete and total dumpster fire. You can't judge anything he did last year, except for the fact he's got hella athleticism. He's a natural-born leader, and he loves being at the University of South Carolina. From everything we've heard this spring from Shane Beamer and everything else, going into the spring game, it sounded like he was head and shoulders above the rest. He was without a doubt QB1. And like Beamer said, I don't think he did anything yesterday to lose that job or anything like that. So, I don't know why fans are so, I know it's, I know that it's, again, it's the popular thing to do to say, oh, it's the new shiny toy. We've got this Jason Brown, and no knock on Jason Brown. I think he's a good player. I think he can spin it, but I think, Beamer says Luke Doty's QB1. I'm rolling with Doty, bottom line. So Andy Cohn, do I have the video of what? Luke Doty getting hit or what? Maddox Free says Jason might have a stronger arm and a quicker release, but being a starting quarterback is more than a strong arm. Doty has more tools and more things to do with an offense. Love both of those guys, though. Again, just because you have the strongest arm does not mean you're the starting quarterback. That's not how it works now or has ever worked. So, there are many other aspects to playing QB. And I think one of the biggest ones yesterday we didn't get to see because it's a spring game and they're not letting them get hit. Luke Doty's athleticism. Bottom line. And I don't want to compare the two necessarily, but their playing styles are similar. But think back to Connor Shaw. Was he the best passer in the world? I wouldn't say he was the best. Was Dylan Thompson his backup a better passer? Yeah, absolutely. Why was Connor Shaw the starting quarterback, though? Because on 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8, he could extend drives. He could extend the play. He could make plays with his feet and his mobility others could not make. And again, I think that's why Luke Doty is QB1. That's one of the major reasons he is QB1. They want to get him in the pocket and make him a passer first, but when the play breaks down, Luke Doty can do things on your roster. Luke Doty can do things that nobody else, I should say, on your roster can do. That is why he is QB1. Bottom line. But again, to act like he can't throw the football at all, and I'm not saying he's a he's a perfect passer by any stretch. Like, does he need to improve? Yeah. But to act like he can't throw the ball, like, it's just a bad narrative. I don't know where it started. It's a bad narrative, though, and it's just false. It's just not true. It's just not true. Again, go back and watch the film from yesterday. Luke Doty made some nice throws. He went 5 for 7. I mean, the only thing he's missing is the touchdown, and he probably should have had one on the first drive where he hit Jaheim Bell over the middle, and he goes down at the 1 yard line. I thought he might have even been in. But either way, it's just, like, I just don't understand, like, and again, I'm not trying to knock Jason Brown, but Jason Brown threw 2 touchdowns, both to E.J. Jenkins, who was getting guarded by a 5'9" defensive back. The one time Luke Doty threw to E.J. Jenkins, Cam Smith was on him, and Cam Smith got called for PI. So, I mean, just take it with a grain of salt. You know what I mean? Like, it's just funny. And I love it. I love the debate. I love the banter. If you truly think Jason Brown should be QB1, by all means, I'd love to hear your reasoning. Because, again, I don't care who QB1 is. I just want to win the most games. So if Jason Brown wins the job, cool. I'll support him 110%. I just want the best guy to play. Bottom line. Just want the best guy to play. Whew. Ram Renovations says, let me go back. Where did it go? I forgot to ask Chris, what do you think about the stadium upgrades? Did you get to see any of them? So I actually toured Williams-Brice last year. So I'd already seen them. I mean, they're nice. They're really nice. Would I pay the asking price for some of those seats? No, I would not. But they're really nice. They're cool. Yeah, I think they're awesome. Sean O'Brien, it'll be interesting to see if Hill lands on an NFL roster or a practice squad. Indeed, it will. Brian Beatty, do we have a midweek game this week? Yeah, we actually do. We play the Citadel tomorrow night at Founders Park. We play the Citadel again. The 3rd time this season we're playing the Citadel. It's crazy. But yeah, we've got the Tuesday midweek tomorrow night at Founders against the Citadel. And then, of course, this weekend, we return to a normal Friday through Sunday series, which I really like, actually. We return to a normal Friday through Sunday at Ole Miss. So, should be a lot of fun. Chris Thomas, how'd the O-line look? I thought the O-line looked good. I mean, it's really tough to tell again because it's like, is the O-line good? Is the D-line bad? But I think we all know the defensive line's good, the talent that's up there. So I thought our O-line really did a good job, in the running game, obviously opening up holes. I thought there were definitely some pass breakdowns, but especially in the running game, that's going to be our strong suit. We're going to be a team that runs the football first this fall. There's no question. I thought they did pretty good, though. Tommy McClellan says you could just tell from watching that the vibe and atmosphere was so much different yesterday. Beamer was bouncing around there like it was Christmas Day. Great to see. It's crazy. All throughout last week, I was like, oh, it's just a scrimmage. It's a scrimmage. It's a glorified scrimmage, whatever. I woke up yesterday and I was like giddy. I was like, dude, it feels like game day. Like it's a mini game day. We get to get back inside of Willie B. Anytime you get to walk into Willie B, it's a big deal. So, yeah, yesterday was great, man. Had a great time. And like I said, I appreciate all the Gamecocks that showed love, came up, talked, met a ton of great Gamecocks, and it was awesome, man. It was awesome. I truly appreciate y'all. It's beyond words, man. It's truly beyond words. But had a great time. Ton of great Gamecocks in the building. Like I said, I got showed on the Jumbotron. I couldn't believe it. Oh, I couldn't believe it. Would have never happened with Muschamp, right? This weekend was crazy, by the way, for TSUS and me personally. From Birch Antley name-dropping yours truly and giving a shout-out to the Rowdy Roosters on the Friday night broadcast of the baseball game, to Shane Beamer tweeting at the Spurs Up show. Okay, coach. Appreciate that. To, the Jumbotron thing is incredible. By the way, guys, I've made the decision. I'm thinking Road to Glory is without a doubt going to return. It's going to return. And we're going to make it like, I really feel like I've just been kind of like BSing with the Luke Doty thing. I mean, not BSing, but we haven't been keeping up with stat. Like, I want to make it like an official thing, where we actually like track each of these individual things. You know what I mean? So I'm thinking Road to Glory is going to return in a greater capacity, because I know I love making that content. I know you guys enjoy that content. I don't know when exactly we'll do it, but I want to do it. It's fun. It's a good time. So let's see. Christopher Gaunt says 1 Luke Doty, 2 Brown, 3 Colton. How does that sound to you? I think that sounds about what it is right now. So Brent Brooks says, I haven't jumped on the Doty train yet. Haven't seen anything grand yet, in my opinion. I guess that's fair. You know, I'm not sitting here saying Luke Doty's going to go win the Heisman, but of the quarterbacks on our roster, I mean, hey, you haven't seen anything grand from Luke Doty. Bro, Jason Brown has never – there's no other quarterback on the roster that's ever played in a real game for South Carolina. So we haven't seen anything grand from anybody. And please don't cite the 2 touchdown passes from Brown yesterday as like, oh, that's it. Bro, Luke Doty had just as good a day as Jason Brown did. He just didn't have the touchdowns. He had just as good a day. Please don't try to do that. Like, are we really going to base that? Like I told you guys, take it with a grain of salt, but I feel like people are using the spring game as their argument. Like, come on. If nothing else, yes, it's a battle. Jason Brown's throwing ability is going to push Luke Doty. No question. Again, I just don't understand why people are so quick to abandon Luke Doty. Like, I don't know. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. I don't get it. Courtney Washington says there is no quarterback battle after watching yesterday. Courtney, please expand on that because I feel like you and I are going to debate. Sean O'Brien says, no doubt Doty is QB1. I'm just happy there's clear competition for reasons you mentioned. Iron sharpens iron. Absolutely. It's only a positive. It's only a positive to have this. Let's see. Christopher Miller says, one good thing with our schedules, we have the first 2 games to get the offense situation ironed out. Yeah. You got, well, and I'd say this. You got Eastern Illinois week 1 at ECU. I'd like to have things figured out going to Greenville because that's a tricky game. I hate to say that, but that's a tricky game. So I'd like to have it figured out after week 1. Justin says with receivers dropping passes. Justin, you got to retype that question for me, right? I can't read that. Christopher Gaunt says, I know you're talking about football today, but I'm ready for some Yardcocks tomorrow. Hey, we can talk about the Yardcocks too. Absolutely. I'm excited for tomorrow night, man. It's, I'm not happy football's done by any means, but it's going to be kind of fun for the next 2 months to just tunnel vision, lock in on baseball. I mean, you guys know I love baseball. So, but I mean, dude, it was fun. Dude, yesterday was amazing. Yesterday was incredible. It's always fun to talk football and break it down and all that. But yeah, no, excited for the Yardcocks tomorrow. Listen, this is a big week for South Carolina baseball. I think that, of course, you got to beat Citadel, but that series this weekend in Oxford, man, and we'll break it all down later this week. But, that's one you really need to take 2 out of 3. I mean, you really got to find a way to take 2 out of 3. And, hey, guess what? Ole Miss can swing it too. You got to get the bats going this week. You got to find something offensively. So, yeah, I'm excited for tomorrow night. Now, I'm very intrigued. I think it's a big week for Carolina baseball. You got to find a way to go 3-1 this week. And I'm sure you guys saw the latest polls. South Carolina currently sitting right now 13th. D1Baseball.com's poll, 13th. So, let's see. Luke Boyd says, I'm excited for the offense, honestly. We'll be able to spread the ball around a lot more this year. Oh, whoops. Yeah, this year with all the playmakers we have on the field. Didn't spread it around last year. Try to target Shy way too much. And I think, hey, I'll tell you this. I mean, we got to continue to find playmakers. Because like I said, who's the number 1 option at wide receiver? I mean, is it E.J. Jenkins? I mean, I think he's more of like a tight end hybrid guy. Out of the true wideouts, who is the number 1 option? That's the question I need answered. And that's really the only position on the offense I'm that worried about. So, Maddox free. Even if Jason has a stronger arm, our offense is going to be on the ground. We don't need a strong arm. We need a smart playmaker. Trent Strickland, how did Colton look at quarterback, future player? Tough to say. I mean, I didn't see anything that really jumped out or anything like that. But, I like Colton Gauthier overall. I think he's a guy that's certainly going to be able to help you in the future. But, no, I mean, I think overall he's going to be a good player for us. Yeah. Tyler Watt says, what do you think about Jenkins at wideout? I mean, he's going to be a problem, dude, especially in the red zone. How do you guard a guy 6'7.5"? How do you guard him? How do you guard him? So, Savannah Webster, speaking on Colin Hill, says, I would put my house up for auction before thinking anyone will sign him. All right. That's Savannah Webster's take on it. Bo Shupp says, Debo Williams looked to be as advertised. Zaquandre White looks like a great change of pace running back. Yeah. I mean, again, I don't know where Quan White necessarily falls in this running back room, but he looks like a guy to me that needs to touch the football. Bottom line. Brian Beatty, major takeaway from yesterday, EJ is going to be an absolute problem. Yeah, I tend to agree with you, man. Yeah, Jenkins is for real, dude. No doubt. Justin Martin says, Chris, what are your thoughts on Kim Mulkey going to LSU? South Carolina needs some work on defense. Dawn and crew will be fine. Like, they'll be fine. We're the team to beat, not LSU. So, Anglo Cox says, why were so many players absent on Sunday? Were they all that banged up? I mean, dude, listen, it's a spring game, and if you have a sniffle, they're probably going to tell you to sit out. You know what I mean? It's a spring game. So, I'm not too concerned about if that was a real game yesterday, 90% of those guys are suited up and are playing. But it's a spring game. So, I think that's the reason you saw that. Maddox Free says, I also love Debo Williams' energy. I think he can turn to a big-time DB. So Debo Williams is a linebacker, but yes, I agree with what you're saying. I think he's going to be a big-time player for us. Let's see. DG Dogcast says, receivers have to be more consistent to be a true problem for what I saw at the run team. Yeah, I agree with you, man. We got to find options at wideout. We got to find some big-time players. Like I said on the show that dropped today, we got a bunch of guys in the wide receiver room. We got to find some dudes. We got to find some dudes to step up and make plays for us, bottom line. Phil Harris says, very interesting to listen to the Mark Ryan convo. It's wild to me that he started out having to buy airtime $1,000 per month to get on the airwaves. Podcasting has changed everything. It really has. No, it's wild, man. I mean, the sports media world, I mean, it's a true grind, but it's a different type of grind now. I mean, you don't have to hope and pray that somebody will hire you and pay your dues in that manner. You can build your own platform. I mean, so, kind of like, what we did with TSUS, man, what I did. I mean, it's, you have that opportunity, that is available to you. So it's funny, like when people, and there are certainly negatives of social media, but when I hear people slam social media, I'm very hesitant to do so. Because I'm like, yeah, I mean, there's negatives at Twitter. I mean, there's people that talk shit and say negative things about me and have said some terrible things about me. But I look at the positive side and I have a ton of perspective when it comes to social media because, social media gave someone like me an opportunity to build something like we have. So, it's crazy. You're right, Phil. It's crazy how much the sports media world and really just the media world in general, how much that has changed. It's incredible. It really is. Elizabeth Ballard, you could feel a culture shift being there. I agree. Brian Welch says, do you think Beamer does what Spurrier did with sponsorships with everyone leaving Under Armour? I think Spurrier stayed with Russell Athletic for a year or two, then signed with Under Armour. I think that's a little out of Beamer's control. I'm pretty sure we're locked in a contract with Under Armour. So Christopher Gaunt says, this weekend game will be a tough one for us going to Ole Miss. I think we'll pull it out and win 2 out of 3. Go Yardcocks. Yeah, no, definitely. I think certainly we can. We just got to do it. Ole Miss can swing it, man. It's going to be another series, especially on the road, too. And I know Ole Miss has been struggling, but it's going to be another series where you got to swing it, man. You got to swing it to win. Ole Miss is going to swing it at home. You got to swing it to win. Justin says, last year the wide receivers dropping passes, a line that struggled to pass block, and Davis getting 1,000 yards with the same line. Luke earned quarterback 1, no offense to Brown, but it's the SEC. Yeah, listen, I feel good about Luke as QB1. I do. DG Dogcast says, I'd like to think the UGA USC game will be one worth watching. Actually going to try to go to Athens for that game. Game is right before my birthday. Yeah, I mean, trust me, we all hope the same. We all hope the same. So it's obviously going to be a real long shot for South Carolina, but I think more so what I'll be looking for in that one is just progress. It'll be a great measuring stick. Hey, where is Shane Beamer's program at right now? So Brian Bishop says, I don't know if we have to change the lineup or what, but Kingston has to figure out how to get that offense going. As far as football goes, I think we're going to see a huge shift to running the ball. Our run game is going to be the best in the country for a couple years with Harris and Lloyd. Just hope Shane realizes what he has there. FYI, I'm sure he does. Yeah, I mean, as far as the offense for Gamecocks baseball, you just got to start to build some confidence, man. You got to get back going. I mean, I don't know, really, I don't know if shuffling the lineup is really the answer, man, because nobody's hitting right now. You know what I mean? So you got to find a way to just find more consistency. That's your problem. Yeah, and I think we're going to be a run-first team. Moving to football, I think certainly we're going to be a run-first team. You have to play. Here's the thing. You can have a system. You can have a system. You can have all these great ideas, these bells and whistles for offense, but you got to play to your strengths. You got to play to your strengths, and our strengths running the football. There's no question. So I think certainly we are going to be a run-first offense, no doubt. Jay Morris says DK had a couple of pretty solid catches yesterday. Dude's definitely coming along nicely. Yeah, no, I like what I saw from Dak. I think he's certainly, I think he's going to be wide receiver 1? I think that might be asking a little bit much, but yeah, I think he's going to be a contributor for us, no question. DG Dogcast is kind of a hot take. Take a look in your own division for best running team. Yeah, certainly South Carolina, you'd say, is up there. Yeah, no doubt. Scott Stamey said, I thought the Tennessee baseball game was here, but apparently it's all at Founders. Yeah, that's the last series of the year at Founders Park. Yep. Going to be a damn good one, too. Going to be a damn good one. GZ Phenom says, I feel like the ECU game in Greenville could possibly be a trap game. I'll be at that game, too, since it's close to where I live up in Virginia. I'm planning on going to that one as well. And, I mean, you could argue it's the most important game of the season, without a doubt. You know, and I'll give all of those takes over the summer when we get the SEC media days. That's kind of when I lock in everything for my predictions and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, that's a huge game, man. ECU's got a very good football program. They got a good program, no question. And it's just a game you can't lose. You know, it's just flat out a game you can't lose. So yeah, I think that one's really important. I think that one is very, very important. No question. No question. Sven Webster, Vanderbilt is better than Arkansas, in my opinion. I'm assuming you're talking baseball. And yeah, I mean, I would definitely say Vandy's better than Arkansas. You know, somebody asked me over the weekend, who would you rather face again, Vandy or Arkansas? And I'm like, Arkansas, no question, bro. You think I want to see Jack Leiter and Kumar Rocker again? Absolutely not. Let's see. Christopher Gahn says quarterbacks, Luke Doty, Jason Brown, Colton, running backs, Harris, Lloyd, White, wide receivers, Brooks, Jenkins, and Joyner. I think people are forgetting about Amarian Brown, bro. I know we haven't seen him on the field, but Amarian Brown, I think, is going to be a problem this year at wideout. Ryan Clark, how does Kingston say we're close, but we're so streaky when it comes to hitting? Well, you know, listen, I think you battled and you challenged the number 1 team in the country. I mean, you lost 2 out of 3, sure, but you know, I think we are a couple of elite bats away from being a big time ball club, being an elite ball club. We have the pitching. It all comes down to hitting. We have the pitching. So Sean O'Brien says never sleep on ECU or App State. Yeah. We have certainly learned that. Again, guys, taking your questions, comments, calls, 843-790-3377, guys. This has been fun. Like I said, great podcast that dropped this morning, episode 429. Breaking down the Gamecocks spring game, Carolina baseball. Great conversation with Mark Ryan of ESPN Upstate. Really, really good show today. Really, really good stuff. Got a ton of content rolling today. A ton of content. So I'm going to be dropping a clip regarding the quarterback competition and specifically Luke Doty later this afternoon that I know is going to ruffle some feathers. I know for a fact it is. So Brian Deal says we have Omaha pitching and regional hitting. That's honestly a very good way to put it. That's a very good way to put it. Quentin Cade says Jenkins reminds me of former Clemson wideout Michael Williams, and White reminds me of Ace Sanders. We need him returning kicks. I think we can score a lot of points every Saturday this year. I certainly hope so. You're going to have to. I think offense will certainly be the strength of our team, though. You just got to find some wide receivers. You got to find some guys outside that can make plays for you. Christopher Gahn says, I think our hitting will start getting hot close to the end of the season, start getting hot for the tournament. That's my opinion. I hope so. I mean, hey, that's the one thing I'll say is you want to get hot at the right time in baseball. You want to get hot at the right time. Savannah Webster, how about Holinsky shouting us out Sunday? Hope he does well at Northwestern. Yeah, I mean, absolutely wished him the best. No question. definitely wishing him the best when it comes to, you know, his career and everything that happens for Ryan Hilinski. So wishing him the best. Wishing him the best. Mm-hmm. Again, guys, taking your questions, comments, calls, 843-790-3377. Like I said, I'm definitely posting a Luke Doty clip here shortly that I know people are going to it's gonna get a rise out of some folks. Let's put it that way. Gonna get a rise out of some folks. GZ Phenom. People have been mistaken by members' words. Doty is not the set in stone starter for the fall. Just as of now, Doty is the starter after spring ball, and I would 100% agree. Definitely going to be a quarterback battle. Yeah, I mean, nothing's set in stone. Maybe it'd be dumb to say something right now is set in stone, but as of right now, Doty's QB1. Like Shane Beamer said, he took every single snap as QB1 this spring. He did nothing in the spring game to really change that. So, yeah, he's QB1. It's not set in stone. He's got to go out there and continue to earn his spot every day. But as of right now, Luke Doty is QB1. Let's jump to the phone lines. Hey, Justin, what's up, man? How are you?
Doing good. How you doing, Chris?
I'm doing well, man. I appreciate you asking.
You right, hey, Chris. I went to spring game a little bit yesterday.
Yeah, what'd you think?
I think the quarterback position needs a lot of work. It's just that's one thing I can talk about, you know.
Mm-hmm. I would honestly, I would say the entire passing game needs a lot of work. Personally, I mean, you know, that was the thing for me. I mean, like I said, you don't want to draw any conclusions or anything, but you just need somebody to step up a wide receiver. You need a couple of guys to step up a wide receiver. And again, a lot of them didn't play, whatever. But yeah, I'm not so much even worried about the quarterbacks. I'm worried about the wide receivers. So.
Yeah, I agree, Chris. Hey, Chris, think about wide receiver. That's a hard position to look at, you know.
Yeah, I mean, and like I said, you had so many guys missing yesterday. Like I said, I'm not drawing conclusions or anything, but we just know from last year, even, you know, outside of Shi Smith, who was the guy? And there really wasn't one. And again, like I said, I don't remember the last time, you know, I went into a season not having any clue who the number one wide receiver was, you know? So you got to find that guy, man. You got to have that guy. You just flat out have to. So, you know, we'll see if they can find him, but you got to find that guy, man. Your quarterback's got to have somebody to throw it to. Because, hey, as good as the running game's going to be and as heavy we're going to run it, as much as we're going to run it, you're going to have to throw the football to win. Bottom line, you're going to have to throw it. So you got to have some guys that can make some plays for you on the outside.
Oh, yeah. Because the thing about this is last year we didn't have Josh did not have no help, you know.
Had no help. Yeah, absolutely. He had no help whatsoever.
It was crazy last year because why the kid get balls to Josh Smith? It should get a ball to other wide receivers, you know.
Yeah, I mean, but you got to go to your guy that's hot and is making plays. So, I mean, I don't blame Colin Hill for wanting to throw it to Shi Smith. You know what I mean? But those other guys have got to step up, man. If you want the ball, you got to catch it. You got to get open. Those guys didn't do that last year. So, you know, you got to find some guys that can do that this year. I mean, I think a guy that maybe is going to be our number one wideout that didn't play yesterday is Amarian Brown. I think he's going to be an absolute stud for us. But, yeah, that's my biggest question offensively, man. If you can solve that, if you can find 2 or 3 dependable wide receivers, I think this offense, I mean, whether it's Doty or Brown, I think it's going to be Doty. I think we're going to be able to score. You know, I think we're going to be able to do some fun things offensively. So, I mean, we'll see what happens. But, you know, I feel good about what I saw yesterday overall. Again, it's the spring game. You don't take too much from it. But, you know, we are depth's an issue, but we have talent. We have some good players. So, I'll, you know, the countdown is on to kickoff. Like I said yesterday, the countdown's on to September the 4th.
Oh, yeah. Because the old guy, you can't look at East Carolina. You know, that's a tricky game right there on the wall, isn't it?
Yeah, no, that game at ECU is tricky, and it's certainly one I won't be taking lightly. And I think to what is the Vegas spread going to be, and I think it's probably going to be, less. It's going to be single digits. I think in my mind. I mean, it's an intriguing game for sure. And it's just one of those games that, I think we're all kind of we all kind of agree, like we're not going to hold, Shane Beamer to the fire in year one. I mean, we understand this is his first season and he's trying to, build this thing and establish the culture and stuff like that. I'm not like concerned necessarily what the record's going to be, but to have a successful year in year one, you got to beat ECU. I mean, there's just no question, it's not even a debate. So it's a big game from that standpoint, in the sense that you just have to win it. I think South Carolina probably will win it, but definitely should not be one the Gamecocks are sleeping on by any stretch.
Oh, yeah, because you got to be careful. Who's the coach at East Carolina? I forgot his name, Chris.
Yeah, I forget his name, but they've got a good football program, dude. They're always, a pesky team, and like I said, they're certainly a team you should not take lightly. I think South Carolina and when South Carolina's played ECU, I mean, it's always been a close game. So I can tell you that their head coach is Mike Houston.
Oh, yeah, thanks, Chris.
Yeah, Mike Houston. He's been there. I don't know. Actually, I don't know how long. He's been a college coach for 10 seasons. Third year. I think this will be his fourth season there. So he was at JMU before that. He was at JMU.
Oh, so. Yeah. He was at CU there too, was he?
I think so, yeah. Yeah, I think so. So.
Oh, yeah. And Chris, we know Mike Houston did a great job with these both programs.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, though, I mean, it's a game South Carolina should win, but certainly you have to win it. You have to win it. To have the type of season you want to have, you have to win it. So, and I think the Gamecocks will, but it's certainly an important game early on in the season. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, and Chris, you want to get on to 2 All-Stars before you head to Georgia,
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a really tough game week 3. I mean, it's, I haven't given my official, season predictions yet, but I can guarantee you I'm picking a loss. I mean, there's just no other way to put it. So it'll be a tough game, but yeah, you certainly need 2 confidence-building wins those first 2 weeks of the season to, have some momentum, if nothing else, going into Athens, that week 3 game.
Yeah, because, Chris, that's not going to be easy, because you have to get off to a good start, You got to play tough against Georgia, and see if you can come out with a tough W,
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to see it. You never know. South Carolina, Georgia's a crazy game, but yeah, you got to worry about one game at a time. You got to worry about those first 2 first. You got to win those. Bottom line, you got to win those. So, and I think we will. But those first 2 weeks certainly are going to be, really good. I think for this team too, to kind of figure some things out. Shane Beamer's first year. What does everything look like? Who's playing where, who are our big-time guys, who are our contributors. And, again, those first 2 weeks will I think will give us some good indications of who those guys are.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Hey, Chris, my thoughts about baseball. They beat, at least to be Arkansas 2-1,
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, I mean, it's a big week for Carolina baseball, man. I'm looking forward to it. You got to obviously win tomorrow night, and then that series at Ole Miss, man. You got to, in my opinion, you got to find a way to take 2 out of 3, because the next week you bring, Mississippi State comes to town, and it's just going to be like Arkansas all over again, where they're really, really good. Ole Miss is a good team too. Don't get me wrong, but they've been, kind of struggling. Just lost 2 of 3 to LSU. So I think going on the road, man, finding a way to win 2 out of 3 is big for this team this week. So it's a big week for Carolina baseball, no question. I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, yeah, me too, Chris. And think about the Arkansas thing. We know Arkansas is a good baseball program, and that's why they're the number 1 team in the country today. Yeah,
I mean, they're number 1 for a reason. They're really good. So, I'm not going to be the guy that comes on today and blasts our team for losing 2 of 3 to the number 1 team in the country. I'm just not doing it. So, if people want to do that, that's totally fine. That's their right, but I don't think that's necessary or the right move, to be honest with you. So,
Yeah, because Chris, I know how that things get to me. I know we all want to be. I know we always question the number 1 team, but it's not easy to do.
Oh, yeah. No, dude. I mean, hey, I try to remind fans, bro, everybody else is trying to win too. You know, everybody else wants to win too. We're not the only ones. So, Arkansas is a good team. Tip your cap. We're close to that level. We're not there yet, but we're getting there. We're getting there. So we're getting there. But hey, Justin, I appreciate the call, man. We're about to wrap it up here in 5 minutes, but I appreciate you calling in, man.
You're like it, Chris. Have a good day, Chris.
Yeah, you too. I appreciate you, brother. Take care.
You too.
All right, bye. Yeah, good stuff. 843-790-3377, guys. Got about 5 minutes left. Like I said, quick reminder, if you have not done so, check out the podcast that dropped this morning. Episode 429, breaking down the spring game, baseball, great convo with Mark Ryan of ESPN Upstate as well. Really, really good stuff on today's show. Let's see. Christopher Gauntz, I'll be at the MSU game next weekend. Can't wait. But why didn't they let the Rowdy Roosters sit near the third base Friday night and let's go Gamecocks? I don't know, man. I don't know. I hate that we keep going back and forth with this. I think the solution is this. The solution is this. Give the students back Section 1 and the berm and right field. Get rid of your little cubes or whatever the hell they are in right field. Give the students need a specific spot to go. They do. If you're not going to give them behind the visiting dugout, the students have to go. They got to go somewhere. Where are they supposed to go? You know, I don't understand what they think. Like, where are the students supposed to stand? Where are they supposed to go? If you're giving them GA tickets, where are they supposed to go? It makes no sense. So, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's just so stupid. Like, don't kill, again, we've already talked about this. Don't kill the atmosphere, though. Don't do it. Tyrell Campbell Sr. says the spring game was definitely a watered-down look of what is to come. I think the team is in a good spot. Yeah, I tend to think so as well, man. I'm excited. I'm excited for sure. Yeah, I mean, it's a spring game, right? It's a glorified, like we said, it is a glorified scrimmage. It is a glorified scrimmage. Rhett Godbolt says, I heard Brown look better than Doty. Well, I mean, if you just go to Twitter, you're certainly going to hear that. I mean, Jason Brown, listen, Jason Brown did some nice things. He threw the ball well. Luke Doty did some nice things. Luke Doty did not have a bad game. He didn't. He did not have a bad game. People are acting like Luke Doty had some terrible game. He didn't have the touchdowns that Jason Brown did, but Luke Doty still had a good game. He damn near had a touchdown on the first drive. Jaheim Bell got tackled at the inch line. I thought he might have been in. But, dude, you know, the takeaway is not who is QB1, because it doesn't matter who QB1 is right now. The major takeaway is, like I said, when I wanted to see what is the gap like between the two guys. And I think we see now there's a legit competition. There's a legit guy pushing Luke Doty. Because, hey, according to Shane Beamer, Luke Doty's QB1 right now. He is. He's QB1. Like it or not. Which, again, I don't know why fans would dislike that. I'm not a Luke Doty stan. I'm not pulling for Luke Doty to win the job. I want the guy who gives us the best chance to win to take the job. But, again, this false narrative that Luke Doty can't throw, like, people are just trying to draw conclusions from 2 touchdown passes yesterday. That's literally it. I just genuinely can't compute why people think Luke Doty can't throw the ball. I don't understand it. I do not understand it. Go look at the highlights yesterday. Go watch the spring game. Look at the film. Luke Doty made some nice throws. So did Jason Brown. But Luke Doty made some nice throws also. It's not like he cannot throw the ball. It's a bad narrative that started at the end of last season, and it's carried into the spring, and it's carried into the spring game, and it's just flat out false. It's just total BS in my mind, in my opinion. So, whatever. Hey, like I said, it's nothing but a positive to have 2 quality guys back there. Iron sharpens iron. May the best man win. The guy who gives us the best chance to win is going to be the guy who's taking snaps, who is your starter. So, that's that. And with that being said, we're going to wrap it up. Elizabeth Ballard, great note to close on. You got to trust Beamer. Absolutely. Hey, who do I prefer being QB1? Beamer says it's Doty, so I'm rolling with Doty. If Beamer says it's Jason Brown, I'm saying it's Jason Brown. I'm rolling with Coach. We have no reason not to coach or trust Shane Beamer, Marcus Satterfield, and that entire coaching staff. Let them work. Let them do their thing. They're going to play the guy who gives us the best chance to win ball games, period, point blank. Again, guys, that's going to do it all for me. Appreciate you tuning in. Really fun show today, as I expected. Again, check out the podcast that dropped this morning, episode 429, breaking down Garnet and Black spring game, the series against Arkansas, your listener questions, voicemails, and also a great conversation. Mark Ryan at ESPN Upstate. Really appreciate him taking the time. But guys, again, we're going live all week. Podcast, The Daily Crow, noon to 1. You guys know the drill, guys. Appreciate you all tuning in. We will talk to you tomorrow. Thanks so much.